My name is Sophia. For privacy, that's not my real name. I'm a well-known lawyer in my state, and I prefer to keep my identity hidden for now. This is the story of how I finally took control of my life and put an end to the damage my husband, Xander, was doing. I won't get into the details of how we met or how we fell in love. We got married like many couples do. I thought we were in it together, but over time, I started to see the truth. Xander didn't love me the way I loved him. He was cheating. I saw the signs. He avoided me, spent too much time working late, and always had an excuse for being out of town. Even though I was a successful lawyer, Xander made me feel small. He had a big business, made more money than me, and constantly reminded me of it. He saw my career as second-rate and would often say I wasn't doing enough. One day, while he was away on another business trip, I couldn't ignore my gut feeling anymore. I opened his old laptop and found a secret Facebook account. That's when I saw the pictures and messages. He had a girlfriend, a beautiful woman he thought was better looking than me. He used to mock my appearance and now I knew why. I confronted him right away. Xander, are you cheating on me? I found proof. He didn't even flinch. Sophia, you're just not interesting anymore. You spend all your time on those boring cases. You've forgotten about me, and let's be honest, you're not exactly a supermodel. I was stunned. What are you talking about? You knew my job was demanding when we got married. I haven't neglected you. You stopped trying, you stopped being present in this marriage. He didn't care. Instead, he smirked and said, I'm glad you found out. Now I don't have to hide her anymore. She and I will be happy once I divorce you. She's the kind of woman I deserve. His words crushed me. I had spent more than 10 years loving this man, and now he was throwing me away like I was nothing. How can you say this to me? I cried. I stood by you through everything. I gave you my heart, my support, my loyalty. But he didn't stop. Sophia, it's over. I'm filing for divorce. I've already got a lawyer. You need to move out before I get home. I don't want to see your ugly face. The call ended. A few hours later, his friend showed up at my door with the divorce papers. The look on his face was full of pity. I took the papers in silence and closed the door. I sat on the floor and cried until my body couldn't cry anymore. But I knew I couldn't stay down for long. I wasn't just a heartbroken wife, I was a strong woman, a lawyer, and I remembered something important, the prenup. Xander had cheated, and the prenup clearly stated that if he was unfaithful, I would get half of his business. I realized then why he wanted to delay the divorce. He was hoping I'd give up or forget about the agreement. He underestimated me. The next morning, I called his lawyer and scheduled a meeting. I moved out of the house and into my childhood home, which was already in my name. I sent Xander a message, I've moved out. I took my ugly face and body out of your damn house. He replied smugly, proud of his lawyer and sure that he was winning. I replied, you're not getting my business. Don't contact me again. Talk to my lawyer. A few days later, I met with his lawyer, Jake, at a small cafe. As soon as he saw me, he looked nervous. He didn't know who I was until I introduced myself. Hello, Jake, I said calmly. Yes, I'm the wife. Jake looked shocked. Oh, I didn't know. I didn't expect you to be you. I explained that I used my maiden name professionally. He looked even more uncomfortable. He said, so, are you planning to draw out this case? That's what my client told me. I smiled. That's funny, Jake. It's your client who's been trying to drag this out. Let me guess, he didn't tell you the whole story, did he? Jake didn't respond, so I continued. Did Xander tell you he cheated on me? His face said it all, he had no idea. I kept my composure, even though it was painful. I wasn't going to let that show. He told you I'd make baseless accusations, didn't he? I asked. Jake nodded slowly. Well, he's wrong. I have proof, and you deserve to know who your client really is. He looked apologetic. I'm sorry, I didn't know you were also a lawyer. He just said you worked at a firm. He never mentioned any prenup either. I laughed quietly. Of course he didn't. But yes, there is a prenup, and I brought it with me, along with proof of his affair, messages, photos, everything. I handed over a folder full of documents. Jake read through them in silence, his face growing more serious by the second. I had no idea, he said quietly. This changes everything. Yes, it does, I replied, and trust me, I'm not interested in drama. I just want what's legally mine. Jake nodded slowly. You're right, I need to have a serious talk with my client. I didn't say anything more. I didn't need to. I had already won. After I met with Jake, I decided to go forward with the case. He told me someone would be in touch soon, though he didn't say if it would be him. I could sense what he was trying to imply, but I didn't respond to it. I thanked him for his time, picked up my things, and walked out of the cafe. I didn't waste any time after that. I went straight to work and began preparing my own documents for the divorce. All the sadness that had been following me for weeks had disappeared. In its place, there was something else, a quiet but burning rage. I was done letting Xander walk all over me. I was going to make sure he paid for what he did, and the best part, there was no way for him to escape now. He brought this on himself. It only took one day for Xander to call me. He had told me not to contact him directly, but now he was the one calling me. It was ironic, but not at all surprising. I had expected this. When I answered the phone, his voice came through the speaker, angry and frustrated. "What the hell did you say to my lawyer, Sophia?" he snapped. Well, I said calmly. "Look who's suddenly calling after telling me to stay away. What happened with your lawyer, Xander? Don't play games with me," he said sharply. "Tell me what you told him that made him quit." "Oh, he quit today? That's unfortunate. Maybe you should have been honest with him about who he'd be dealing with." "You don't know what you're talking about," he shouted. "You're nothing. I won't let you take my family business from me." "I'd love to see you try," I replied with a smirk. "I'll hire someone better than you ever could. Just wait and see. I'll destroy you in court," he yelled. "You'll come crawling back, begging me to stop." "Good luck with that," I said, my tone light. "Oh, and one more thing, don't forget to mention your affair and the prenup to your next lawyer." After I said that, Xander didn't say another word. He hung up on me. I laughed. He still didn't realize how deep in trouble he was. I knew he'd try to find another lawyer, maybe several, but I was a known name in the legal world, and most people didn't want to go against me. Any lawyer who agreed to take his case would quickly learn the truth when I presented my evidence. He said I would come begging, but I knew that, soon enough, he would be the one at my door. And I was right. One morning, while I was getting ready for work, I heard a knock at the door. I wasn't expecting anyone and was surprised to see Xander standing there. He looked tired and defeated. I let him in, not because I wanted to, but because I didn't want to make a scene in front of the neighbors. I'd had enough drama already. As he stepped inside, I crossed my arms and said, "Make it quick, Xander. I don't have time for nonsense. We're only supposed to talk through lawyers." He scratched the back of his neck. "Awkward, yeah, about that. I haven't found a good divorce lawyer yet." I smiled. "That's too bad. You should hurry, your mistress must be getting impatient." He sighed. "I'm not worried about her anymore. We need to talk. You've been sabotaging my lawyers. That's not fair, Sophia." I burst out laughing. The fact that he thought this was my fault was hilarious and ridiculous. Xander still didn't get it. He thought waving money around would make people fight for him. No questions asked. "Sabotaging?" I repeated. "Xander, no one's sabotaging anything. You did this to yourself." "I don't even know what I did wrong," he muttered. "Really?" I said, raising my eyebrows. "You lied to your lawyers about your affair. You forgot to mention the prenup. That makes you the problem. No decent lawyer is going to go to court and get humiliated for someone who can't tell the truth. Besides, I'm not just anyone, I have a solid reputation in this town." Xander looked away, embarrassed. "I know that now. I've tried telling the truth to new lawyers, but no one will help me. That's what happens when you cheat and sign an ironclad prenup. You were careless, Xander, and now, you'll be giving me half of your business." His face twisted in disbelief and panic. I could tell this was what he feared the most, losing his precious company. He had thought he could drag the divorce out, frustrate me, and hope I would walk away without asking for anything, but his plan was failing fast. In the days that followed, it became even more obvious that no one was willing to fight for him. Eventually, he hit rock bottom. He showed up again. This time, he wasn't angry, he was desperate. He cried, "Sophia, please, this business means everything to me. Don't take it away. You can have everything else, just not this." I stared at him, completely unmoved. "You're the one who added the clause about splitting the business if you cheated. Did you think I wouldn't hold you to it? I deserve this, after the betrayal you threw in my face." "It was a mistake, Sophia. I ended things with her. Maybe we can fix this, give the marriage another shot." Now I couldn't help but laugh again. Let me guess, I said, you think if I take you back, I'll forget about the divorce and the business, right? Xander, I didn't come this far just to be played again. You're not sorry, you're scared. I swear I'll cut her off, he pleaded, we can start fresh. No, I said firmly, this is my second chance, my escape. I'm just grateful we never had kids. You can cry all you want, but I'm not changing my mind. After that, I said nothing more. I let him sit there and beg, watching him sink into the mess he made. I remembered all the nights I cried myself to sleep because of his betrayal. Now, watching him suffer gave me a sense of closure. I didn't feel guilty, I felt free. Eventually, I hired one of my colleagues to handle the divorce. I wasn't going to do it myself, I'm not a divorce lawyer, and I wanted as little contact with Xander as possible. After weeks of trying to change my mind, Xander finally gave up. He realized that if I took the case to court, he would lose everything, and humiliate himself in the process. So, he agreed to a mutual divorce. The prenup made everything smooth. I had proof of his cheating, and he had no choice but to follow the agreement. He signed over half of his business to me. We even gave him the chance to buy me out, but he didn't have the money. Why not? Because he had spent it all on his mistress. That woman, by the way, doesn't answer his calls anymore. Once she found out he wouldn't be rich anymore, she vanished. And now, no one else wants her either. Everyone knows she's a gold digger. But that's just the beginning of Xander's troubles. With his business cut in half, his income dropped. He couldn't afford his house anymore, so he sold it and moved into a small condo. From a mansion to a rental, what a fall. And yes, he tried to get me back one last time, but that ship had sailed. As for me, I'm doing great. I've appointed someone I trust to manage my share of the business. My law career is thriving. I even bought a new mansion, and my life is more peaceful than it has been in years. In the end, the divorce gave me everything I needed to start fresh. Xander and his mistress thought they could use me. Instead, I walked away stronger, and left them both to deal with the mess they created. Karma really did its job. And me, I'm just getting started.